We all know that rock climbing is not the most popular sport in the world. We'd like it to be, but there's just something about sports like football and soccer, baseball, all these things. It just has to have a ball in it. Anything that's got a ball in it is automatically more popular than anything that doesn't. But for those of us that are passionate about rock climbing, it's always nice to see people with high public status, like celebrities, take an interest into our interest. So imagine my surprise when I found out that the once #1 YouTuber on the platform has taken an interest in rock climbing. Now, this isn't the first time that PewDiePie has gone rock climbing or anything like that. He's done it in the past and he's posted videos of it in the past. But it does seem like since he's retired, he's had more free time to get out there and do some rock climbing. Now, as far as I know, PewDiePie's rock climbing experience is limited to the gym, which I have no problem with. Now, I would love nothing more than to accept PewDiePie into the Church of Dynowology, whether he likes it or not. So we're gonna do something a little different today because I wanna be fair and unbiased and do a dyno review. So one thing you'll notice here right away is that he's skipping holds, which is always a good sign that somebody's on their way to becoming a full-fledged dynoist. You know, first it's harmless. You start off just skipping a hold or two, you know, haha, tee hee hee, no big deal. And then next thing you know, you're dynoing from the start to the finish of a boulder. So he gets set up here, does a little leg pump, and bam, big throw around the lip. So the question is that a dyno? I'm gonna have to say that because of the leg pump, you know, it shows an intent to dyno. It wasn't just him losing his feet trying to dead point to the hold. He actually jumped intentionally, which means PewDiePie is a dynoist. I'm saying it here, first time ever. Welcome to the Church of Dynowology. And if you're wondering, yes, he does top the boulder. But he's not the only one who's taken an interest in rock climbing. As a matter of fact, there are some celebrities who have done more than take an interest in it. They are bona fide rock climbers, like actual outdoor experienced, been doing it since before they were famous, or at least before I knew about it. They've been rock climbing for a long time. I think at this point, everybody who rock climbs knows about Jason Momoa and how much he rock climbs. Bah! But I'm gonna make this video with the assumption that none of you guys knew that any of these people rock climbed. Jason Momoa is a pretty big movie star. You probably know who he is already. If you don't, then you probably won't find this interesting anyway. But he has always claimed that he was a rock climber and been very vocal about his interest and his love for rock climbing. And I know a lot of people hear that a celebrity says they like rock climbing and they think like, oh yeah, they've been to the gym like once or twice and they're like, yeah, I'm a rock climber, you know, like kind of like me. But Jason Momoa is the real deal. But besides the fact that Jason Momoa can climb really hard, he's also like really good friends with Chris Sharma, and they even made a show together. I just heard about this. I guess it just came out. It's called The Climb, and it's like a game show where Chris Sharma and Jason Momoa take amateur climbers around the globe to some like pretty cool rock climbing spots, and they have them compete to see who's #1 in the end. I don't know why I didn't get a call about this. I'm an amateur rock climber. I don't know what the skill floor is, but you know, next time, maybe season 2, you want somebody to, you know, get out in round 1, maybe have a funny fall, I'm your guy. But the only real criticism I have of Jason Momoa and his rock climbing is that I haven't seen any video evidence yet of him sending Aquaman V8 in New River Gorge. That's just a missed opportunity, Jason. Like, you gotta get on that. Now, while I was researching this video, I came across quite a few examples of celebrities who climb that were just, they didn't count. They were not real at all. And then some that were kind of in the middle. Jessica Biel is one of the bigger celebrities who often gets credited, at least online, with being a climber because of her ascent of Mount Kilimanjaro. I was actually really surprised about this because she actually summited Kilimanjaro. Like that, I thought it was a clickbait article when I read it. She actually did that. And since summiting Kilimanjaro doesn't require any actual rock climbing, I tried to find any video evidence or just at least photographs of her climbing to support these claims of her being a rock climber. Thankfully, I did find a couple photos of her rock climbing, but her form doesn't seem to be the greatest. This is not proper form for rock climbing, so I'm gonna have to say, probably not a rock climber. Another celebrity who falls into this category is Tom Cruise. He made a lot of waves in Mission Impossible 2 when he climbed this big spire on film. And it looked pretty real. It was pretty obvious that he was doing his own stunts and he was actually climbing. And a lot of people were crediting him with being a pretty talented rock climber because, you know, that climb looked really hard. But there's a little bit of truth to both sides on this one. Tom Cruise did actually train rock climbing a good amount to get prepared for this role. And it is actually shot on location, meaning that he was actually there and he was actually doing all the things you see on camera here. No green screen or anything like that. But there is still a little bit of Hollywood magic going on here. Believe it or not, Tom Cruise didn't actually free solo the spire you see here in the movie. They did have him secured to the wall with some cables so that he could safely do all the moves you see on film without risking his life, which seems like a pretty fair middle ground. The only thing we're really left to wonder here is, how much support did he have from that cable? Were they like pulling him up the whole time so he was essentially weightless? And the only reason I say that is because this Iron Cross scene, which is kind of like the iconic scene from this rock climbing clip, it doesn't really look like he's doing an Iron Cross. It doesn't really look like he's pulling in with his arms to hold that, or that his shoulders are really engaged. It looks more like he's just got his arms out and there's a cable holding him up. But I don't know. I mean, he's fucking Tom Cruise. He does wild shit all the time. He's very likely to have actually done this. Maybe I'm wrong. And the last celebrity we're going to talk about was probably the most surprising to me, not only because I didn't expect them to be a climber, but also because they're actually really good at rock climbing. Jared Leto, who a lot of people know as the lead singer from 30 Seconds to Mars, is also a really big movie star. He was like the Joker in Suicide Squad. He's been in a bunch of other movies and stuff like that. Well, he's talked about his love for rock climbing for years. He was on Conan back in like 2017, talking about how much he loves rock climbing. He's uploaded videos on his Instagram of him rock climbing, including this one where he's doing a traverse campus across some jugs, which I know a lot of people who rock climb a lot are like, yeah, you see every, gym rat doing that all the time. It's not that impressive. Well, I would like to point out that, he's not swinging a whole lot. This is pretty static. He even does some short one-arm lock-offs on the way down. It's a little more impressive than your average campus. And also, the guy's 51 years old. Cut him a little bit of slack. But if that wasn't enough evidence for you that Jared Leto is in fact a rock climber, he also has done numerous collaborations with Alex Honnold, where the two have gone out and climbed, and even gone as far as to free solo together. Now, they're not free soloing 513 or anything wild like that, but it's still impressive, and it still shows Jared's dedication to the sport, the fact that he would even choose to go out and do that in the first. I'm not even gonna ever go out and free solo. I can tell you that right now. I'm never gonna go out and free solo anything. So that means Jared Leto is more dedicated to rock climbing than I am, which may not mean much to a lot of you, but at least from my perspective, that bodes well for him. So those are some of the celebrities I found out about that happen to be into rock climbing, whether they're like really into it actually, or they just got a little bit more clout than they deserved as a rock climber. Let me know if I missed anybody, because I actually, I looked pretty hard to find these people, and this was all I could come up with. So if there's anybody I missed, let me know. Jason Momoa and Chris Sharma, season 2, The Climb. I'll be there.